So hi everyone. Today we're talking about how Langchain uses vector databases to enhance its performance. So let's get started. I think vector databases has been a talk of the town after Langchains have been introduced. So I've already explained how vector databases work and eventually what are vector databases in my previous video. So in this third segment, I'll be explaining you how Langchain uses vector databases internally. So vector databases find the integration of Langchain wherever the user wish to provide some external context. So eventually don't get confused with fine tuning here. So we are not fine tuning the model, but we are just providing it with some extra context. So now this extra context can be of the form PDF files, it can be of the form CSVs, JSON. It might be the case you want to analyze some external file for Q&A purposes. So there's an external context that we wish to provide to the LLM. Now this external context is available in form of some database, or it can be available in some of like files, PDF, CSV, JSON, as I mentioned already. So now how to attach these files to LLMs. So this is where we will be using Langchain and vector databases. So eventually what role vector database play here in providing extra context is that it loads the external resources, the PDF, CSV, JSON, whatever you have. It convert the entries present into embeddings and store in itself. Now when you call a prompt, when you call a query for an using an LLM, so eventually that query first goes to the vector database, and eventually it generates the most similar results, most similar strings from the vector database, and then add those similar results to the LLM in the prompt itself. Now, how this all this mechanism works? This is getting done using lang chains. So basically, this is how lang chain plus vector database works. Like for example, I would be showing you the how a PDF gets loaded, and eventually using Chroma DB we create embeddings, and then once we call out some questions from that PDF, it is able to generate answers. So here you can see that we are loading some PDF here by using Python. I'm not jumping into the technicalities. I'm just showing you how it is working. So using this particular code snippet, these two lines, we are loading a PDF. Now at this particular point, text splitter and text, we are pre-processing the data that we have fetched, and then using OpenAI embeddings, we are generating the embeddings. Now here you can see that using the Chroma, we are generating embeddings for the text inputs, and then they are getting stored also using the Langchain framework. Now once we create a retrieval QA Langchain, so in that case, here you can see that we're providing the LM object, and then we are providing a doc search dot as retriever. So doc search is nothing but the Chroma object. Now once I starting asking questions about the PDF, what this PDF is all about and all that stuff, here you can see that it is able to generate an answer. So for providing external context and all that external context using some file or some URL, vector databases plays a very important role alongside lang chains to provide context for the LLM.